If you're new to our channel, we spend our weekends at our off-grid cabin digging a tunnel into the hillside through solid rock. That might sound crazy, but the craziest part is, we're doing it just for fun. Hope you enjoy. So I think we've actually canceled spring and just decided to have 2 winters in a row this year. It's bitter cold again this morning, minus 10 or 12 I think. So if you guys watched the last video, you'll remember that I left a 12-volt pump in the tunnel to pump the water out. So I've been nervous all week wondering how it was going to work. So the suspense is killing me. Oh man. Dusty dry out here. What's it like inside? Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Oh, nice and warm in here as well. So we still got some water on the floor. So the water's still running. Pump looks good. Yeah, we still got the water running out of the wall. Oh, that means the pumps work beautiful. It's actually just a cheap Amazon bilge pump. I think it was like $25 or something. And here it is underground, ran off a battery in the dead of winter, running with no issues. A good analogy for that would be like you had a terrible knock in the engine of your car and you went to the dollar store and bought a $1 fix and it fixed your car instantly. Let's check the battery usage out, see how that's holding up. This pump ran all week, off and on of course, but the battery's still at 96%. I can't say enough good stuff about this Redodo battery. Blows my mind how they can pack so much storage into one battery. Highly recommend them. I really appreciate them sending it out to me. It's been a savior here in this tunnel project for sure. Without this battery, there'd probably be no tunneling for at least 2 more months till the ground dries out. So they've saved the day for sure. But today, we're back to hardcore tunneling again. I got to get the generator set up, get the jackhammers running, and we're moving forward. So one last thing I got to do before I start going crazy with the jackhammer is break out this section of quartz. It's hard to tell in here with the reflective light. I swear there's visible gold there in that piece of quartz. So I'm going to break it out, take it out and look at it with the jeweler's loupe, see what I can see. So I think I got enough. We can go take a peek, see what it is. So it looks like it's just pyrites here in this piece. I don't know if you can see it right there or not. They're more silvery when you get them out in the daylight. But still a good sign. My fingers are frozen. I'm going to kick this pump in one last time, and then I'm going to pull it back out of the way so it doesn't get broken. Perfect. I'm actually going to pull the fuse right out so it doesn't cut on. It's not in the water. I guess we'll leave that off. So the quartz samples from the last video have been sent away to the assay lab. It'll be probably 2 or 3 weeks at least before I hear back from them. So in the meantime, I'm going to try to keep the quartz separated from the rest of the muck that comes out of the tunnel. So right now I'm going to focus on just breaking out the quartz and try to get that set back a little bit, and then I'll start knocking down the softer stuff after that's cleaned up. So it's hard going through that quartz right there. But I gotta say, it feels good to be back on the jackhammer again and trying to make some progress. Kind of feel like I've been stalled here for a while. Feels good to start going forward. Oh, then it's getting hot. Oh. This plastic hard hat makes you sweat a lot more too. Whew. All those big chunks are loose right there. I just can't get them to slide out. They're still locked in. The jackhammer got my arms turned to rubber for a bit. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go inside, stretch my legs. I hear company coming.
I just fell. Really bad. Uh-oh.
Sound like an elephant coming down the hill.
Well, I landed right on my arse. I was just wondering if it was time for a pizza break yet.
Yeah, it is, yep. But anyways, Kylie come down to inform me it's time to go for lunch. But before I go, I gotta hook this pump back up. Starting to flood in here pretty good. So I'll set the pump back there, put the fuse back in, let it pump while we're going. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. Oh man. That water's freezing cold if you're wondering. See if we can make it to the other end real quick before it cuts out. Beautiful. So I've broken my work coat. I don't know where to go from here. So I'm back. Had some lunch, had a beautiful little cat nap. Now we got a little bit of flooding here in the tunnel. Not sure what's causing that. The pump is not tripping on, or it's just not deep enough to suck any lower. Let's see. I think it's just not deep enough. I'm really getting a deep hole chipped into this quartz right here. It's getting interesting. It's every kind of color and shape, and seems to be several different layers of quartz all compressed together right here. Who knows what we'll find. But I think we're gonna have to take a break from that for a minute and come out here a little ways, see if I can jackhammer down a little sump pump hole. I can get that sump pump down in deeper and leave it there. Maybe put a piece of plywood over it and still be able to work over top of it without having to worry about breaking it. So I'm going to do that right now. So I've got a nice deep hole chipped in there, probably about 8 or 10 inches deeper than the tunnel floor. It's time to go up, cut a piece of plywood to fit over the top of that. That should protect the pump and we can leave it running. So I went up to the cabin to find a piece of plywood. Stumbled on these two heavy 2-inch planks. I think these nice heavy planks will make a nicer lid over the sump pump. Nice and robust. So I'm hoping I can set it down in the floor a little bit so you don't have to step up on it as much. Okay, what do you want to do from here? So I am out of energy for today, but I think that's a pretty good day's work. There's probably, I don't know, at least 800 pounds of quartz down right there. And a sump pump hole dug, a little platform built over it. Finally discovered what's behind the wall of quartz that I've been wondering for the last month. Turns out another wall of quartz. And then behind that wall is yet another wall. It just keeps going and going. But it's all different layers here. It's all kind of going different directions. You can tell up in here, it's actually fragmented and loose. I can reach in with the crowbar and actually wiggle some of it, just naturally loose. So down here, this is all quartz from there down. Then there's this layer of soft, sludgy rock. I don't know what it is. Then there's quartz again on top. Then there's another layer right here of softer stuff. Then there's the real hard granite stuff up here with another layer of quartz going through it. I feel I say the word quartz too much. Turn this into the Quartz channel. Welcome to the Quartz Network, where we say quartz 24/7. So there is a little bit of a method to my madness here. That's not me peeing. That's the water running back out of the sump pump. So there is a method to my madness here. I'm trying to break out all the easy quartz first, get it out, so I can take it right out of the tunnel. And then I'll come in with the smaller jackhammer, clean up all the softer stuff, just in case the assays come back with good news. I don't know if finding gold is good news or not, but interesting news anyways. Man, with this light I'm using on this camera, you would swear there's visible gold right there in that quartz. I don't know if you can pick it up or not, but right up there. But every piece I've taken out and checked has just been some sort of iron pyrite. But you never know. Keeps it interesting. So the real problem I struggle with here with this tunneling is not the tunnel itself, it's not the work, it's not the jackhammering, it's not the hauling the stuff out. It's getting cleaned up after. I use 99.8% of my energy jackhammering and hauling stuff out. I save enough energy to get myself and the generator back up to the cabin. And then I have to boil water on the stove, mix in cold water, charge up the little pump. It's a pain, but I think I have the solution. Let me show you. So thankfully, Bouge RV reached out to us with one of these portable propane water heaters. And I think it's gonna be a real game changer here in the cabin. So I'm gonna open it up, give it a try. I'm excited. And I've had the opportunity now to use it a couple times, and I must say I am extremely impressed. So first off, nice little simple pump unit, little protective screen on it. And so conveniently, this little pump mechanism will fit right in the spout of these blue 5-gallon water jugs. It's a snug fit, but fits in there. So this is just quick connect. Snaps on. Plug in the pump. And same thing with the shower head, just quick connect again. And it is a real nice, soft, supple hose. Doesn't have that cheap hose feel to it at all. Kind of just lays wherever you put it. Snaps on. You're good to go. You just thread one of these 1-pound propane cylinders into the regulator on the back of it. Then the unit itself has a built-in lithium battery. And the battery lasts for 15 8-minute showers. So it comes with this shower mount. That clips down into there. Hangs over a screw. But it's also got 2 rare earth magnets in there, so you can clip it onto the side of your truck or Jeep or whatever you're driving if you're outside. So it also comes with a 12-volt charging cord, a wall plug charger as well. Best of both worlds. Okay, let's fire this thing up. So because we're at our off-grid cabin with no well, potable water is at a premium. So I'm actually going to spray the water into that pot so we can reuse the water after this demonstration. So it doesn't get any simpler than this. Just turn it on. Hit the pump button. Of course, the pump is in the water now. You see, this is the water inlet side, water outlet temperature. You can see the temperature rising already. So I think I've got it set to around 109 degrees. That was working out good for a shower for me. See, the battery life is full. Flame means the heater is on. Nice steaming hot water. Good flow. So there's 3 modes on the shower head as well. You got your typical shower. That mode. A little more pressure there. Whisper quiet. You can just hear a little hum of the pump running. You can see here just how quick the temperature rises. When it does hit the temperature that you have set for your shower, it actually holds it plus or minus 1 degree Fahrenheit. So there, now we're up to temperature. So you can see it's holding it there perfectly. So there's 2 ways to shut it off. You can just hit the pump button. That shuts the pump off, and then the flame cuts out accordingly. Or if you're in the shower, start it up again here. So if you're in the shower and want to shut it off just quickly for something, just going to push that valve across. And again, the flame cuts out automatically, but the pump does stay running. Just push that back again. Flame cuts in. You're back in business. So of course it goes without saying that this thing is rated for outside use only. It does burn propane, and of course it's putting out carbon monoxide. It is nice and light as well. You carry it around one hand, throw it in your truck or car, boat, camper, backpack, whatever you want. So at this point, after using this thing a couple times, I can say with confidence that it's going to be the single biggest improvement we've made here at the cabin in the way of comfort and convenience. So there's a link in the description and a pinned comment where you can find their website and buy one of these things for yourself. I highly recommend it. Another day, back at it. I think I'm going to launch right into hauling that quartz out of here. I'm just going to bring it out in the bucket, I think. A little bit of pump issues here. Just gotta make sure it cuts off on its own. Perfect. So I've got all that initial quartz cleaned out, but now I've altered my plan a little. I think I'm gonna try to break out a little more quartz before I move on to the softer stuff. So if you guys are still watching at this point in the video, you're probably going to watch it all anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and say quartz a few more times. So I've studied this quartz now for months. It's a little hard to pick out here now. Everything's muddy. But this big vein of quartz is not really bonded to the rock around it. If you look, there's always like this rotten stuff. That layer of rotten stuff right there between those two layers of quartz. And again right here, this layer of softer rock between the hard rock and the quartz. And then if you get looking up that way, the quartz is actually all jumbled and the green seems to go every which direction in it. It doesn't really have good flow, like you can tell it wasn't all one event, at least I don't think. But then if you look up here, this band I've pointed out a few times now, it is a lot harder and it's bonded right into the rock hard and it's narrower and it seems to shoot off of that big vein. So with my limited knowledge, I'm thinking this was more of a high pressure vent going up through here, and it's got a lot more sulfides in it. If you look right here, that's some sort of big chunk of iron pyrite. And up here again, rip this off. If you look in right here, it's hard to capture here. See, if you're looking right there, you can see some more. Again, right there. See her in there? Center of the screen. And again, right here. And like I was saying, that looks like a different event to me. Looks like a more high pressure situation. Now, I'm no geologist, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I am incredibly handsome, so that's got to count for something. So I'm going to plug the jackhammer back in, try not to get electrocuted. That went well. So I'm going to fire up the jackhammer for a bit. You guys just sit back and take it easy. What do you want to listen to? Some saxophone or something? Some easy listening? So get comfortable. Here we go. So despite it being a shorter day in here, we've made some big progress. We've got all this big hard rock out of that top corner right there. That's a big chunk there in itself, probably 30 inches by 2 feet by 16 inches. And then we've pushed this hole all in here, another couple feet. Got some more broke up, ready to come out of there. And I must say, this little cubby hole I put in here, loving it. Gives me somewhere clean to hang all my stuff. And that battery running the pump is phenomenal. So as you can hear, the pump is on and running, and I think it's been running all night by the look of the battery. It's dropped the amperage quite a bit. It's down now to 87% from 95% last night. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is take up this plank flooring right here and see what's going on with the pump. I assume there's silt getting in the little float mechanism and blocking it from shutting off. We better deal with it now before we get ready to go, because we won't be back up here for at least 2 weeks. So I gotta make sure everything is good to go. I'll lift this up. There's a little knob here you can turn the float on and off. So it seems to be working okay now. We'll just leave it running while we're in here working and see what happens. Hopefully that solves the issue. So I picked up a cheap LiFePro 4 charger as well. So I'll hook it up, get it charging while I'm in here with the generator running. Then it should be good to go for the 2 weeks that we're gone. Good Lord willing. I'm not going to leave this in the tunnel because it's not very weather protected. I feel the dampness would probably kill it. There, I hooked it up out here so that way it's actually going through the shunt. And you can tell at what rate you're charging. So it's charging at just under 15 amps. It's advertised as a 20 amp charger, but I kind of doubted that was going to be realistic anyways. I'm going to do the same thing as yesterday. I'm going to take out all those big chunks by hand and then clean it up and start breaking again. I know, I've got a problem, but at least it's not drugs, you know? So just let me have this. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. Think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. Play me some mountain music Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Roll down the river. So I'm now going to fire up the little jackhammer and take this layer of soft stuff out of right here. Don't know what to expect, but we'll all know here shortly. And I apologize, I know it's getting a little dingy up in the end of the tunnel, but my work light won't reach any farther. And I actually bought nice 12-volt work lights to mount permanently on the ceiling and a nice switch to go up by the door. But I was really sleepy when I ordered them on Amazon, and I think I clicked on the wrong ones. They're way too bright. Be like working on the face of the sun in here. I'd probably just shrivel up like a piece of bacon in the end of the tunnel. So I've abandoned them for now, and I gotta find something better. So I'm about to start a jackhammering montage. What are you guys in the mood to listen to today? I'm thinking maybe a nice opera. Class it up in here a little bit. Why would you do that? Son of a mother. What do you want?
I want to go home.
Should have thought that before you married me. kind of a tricky thing to film, but it is going really well. A lot better than I expected, to be honest. I was a little worried that I was kind of ending or reaching the end of the road, but we can keep on going here, no issue, at least for the foreseeable future. And over here as well, where I've just been jackhammering, I could take that down a lot faster than I'm going, but I'm kind of doing it more like an archaeologist, cleaning out between the layers. You can see these bands going up here. I just kind of been cleaning them out with the little jackhammer, just more of a educational thing than anything. Just trying to learn how the rock here is structured, how it all works. If I just wanted to tunnel, I'd just take the big jackhammer and peel that side right down right there. I could have this all back in 20 minutes probably. But where's the fun in that? But anyways, guys, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take care. Well, that's nice. Snow's already getting packy. The end is nigh.